And we're live. Ayan, mega, 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 mega love shout out. Ayan. And of course, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, magandang umaga, tanghali, hapon, gabi, konnichiwa, konbanwa, lahat-lahat na. Ayan. To all of you. O, diba? Am I loud and clear, guys? Naririnig niyo ako? Ayan. Para naman hindi ako nagyayaw-yaw-yaw dito. Tas hindi niyo pala ako naririnig, oh, 'di ba? Beautiful! And of course, ayan, thank you naman kay admin ko and Shirley, oh, 'di ba? On time tayo today. Oh, beautiful. Talaga lang. Hmm, okay, I like it, yan. Oh, 'di ba? Ganito pa rin ako tumawa. Kasi basta loud and clear, boss. Ayan, good job. Ayan. So today, dahil next week, it's going to be next week, October 11th. O, di ba? Mark your calendar, guys. Ano ba yung October 11th? Ayan. On Tuesday, guys, on Tuesday, Japan is going to be open. O, di ba? Ano ba? Natatawa ko sa sarili ko. Kanina pa ako feeling ko paliit ng paliit yung boses ko. Like, I really feel like my voice is going to be like super tiny, 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 tiny every time I talk. But today, that's what we're going to talk about. Japan is reopening for so many, many years. It's going to reopen for all the tourists. There's no limitations or there's no kind of like rules, but it's going to be open. So meaning if you have multiple visas or if you're kind of like you have a visa waiver, you can actually go to Japan on October 11 and so forth. So I don't think there's any news that's saying that it's not going to happen because I think it's going to really happen. So it's really exciting, but at the same time, I'll definitely going to miss the quiet Japan. Ayan, Emma Tinker! Oh, thank you naman to you, Emma Tinker. Tom shared, CC, how you doing? How about you, Emma? When are you going to travel back? Oh, diba? Travel back to the States. Oh, diba? Emma Tinker, kaya maganda pangalan yan, guys, kasi Shala yan si Emma Tinker. At saka ang ganda-gandang babae. But of course, ayan, before we definitely start the evening, ayan, if you're interested in anything like overall fit, physical, mental, emotional, sexual, this channel is for you. So don't forget to subscribe so you can actually, interact on the live chat. And of course, ayan, it's going to help. And stay tuned from start till the end. Stay tuned. Come talk to me, interact with me, share your stories, your opinions, blah, blah, blah. That's what we're going to do because it's Saturday night. Ayan. I'll keep you company if you are nothing or if you're nothing to do. If you have nothing to do tonight, I'm gonna keep you company, guys, as well as you're going to keep me company. Ganon, diba? Ayan. And of course, to Samantha M. I see nice, oh, diba? I'm always nice, oh, diba? Yahoo to all. And of course, Emma Tinker says Yahoo to everyone. And Felipe G, you mega, 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 mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out. And of course, from Felipe G, hola. Hope everyone is well. Suppose I have to subscribe now. And now back to being very quiet. And because of that, Felipe G, I do appreciate a lot of you. Ayan, so this is for you. But first one, I saw it, and this is for first. Ayan, welcome to ICEE Fit family. Diba? Ayan. So this is for you, Felipe G. And because you are so, 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 so nice, and you're going to keep quiet now. But again, this is for you. Ayan. Thank you, thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. So, so, so much. And my BFF, diba? BFF, mega, 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 mwah, 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 love shout out. And of course to Jenski, mega, mega love shout out all. You had fun. Did you had fun with that, Felipe G? Ayan. And of course, to sa'yo lang ako, tamsakdan, ganda. Thank you, Ate Renel, ganda. Mwah, 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 mwah. Ayan, thank you, thank you. And hello, Jensky, ganda. Ayan. So, ganda, Felipe G. It means beautiful. It's a Tagalog word which means beautiful. Ayon. And hello po sa lahat from Sayo Lang Ako. Aya, Ate Rinel Ganda. Oh, you're so nice, guys. Ayan, that's why I really, really love live streaming and talking to you guys. And I appreciate all of you and Shirley. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And because of that, this one is for you.
If you like the rhythm,
Thank you, everyone. Arigato gozaimashita. Ayan, arigato gozaimasu. Ayan, but, I rarely do that, guys. So, I make fun of myself sometimes. And with that, sometimes I make fun of myself doing that, but it's rare for me to do that on cam. So, thank you to you guys. Ayan. And sa'yo lang ako, tita. Mega love, tita talaga, tita. Mega, mega love, shout out po. Dito lang, BFF, mute mode ako at naka-speaker, madididig ka student. Oh, ganon. Ganyan naman ikaw lagi. Of course, you're gonna mute me because you don't want to hear my beautiful, beautiful. But, ayan. Hello, admin from Sayo Lang Ako. And mega love shout out Trensky Vlog from admin. And admin, hello, diba? I really like that, you guys are actually interacting as well with each other. Because as I've always said many, many times, this channel has become kind of like, I really kind of want to be, this would be a hub. I don't know if you call it a hub in other countries, but it's kind of a hub where everyone can actually interact with each other, like actually can talk to each other on certain things, have conversations, because I love conversations, guys. If you didn't notice, I'm super, super, super talkative. This is how I am. Anyways, well, with people that I like usually. If I don't like you, I don't talk. Anyways, ayan. Thank you so much, Madam Shirley. Ayan, nagpasalamat ka na rin ba dun sa isa, admin? Ayan. And mega, mega love shout out Felipe G. Thank you so much from my admin. O, diba? Ayan, sino pa nandyan? And thank you to you, Emma Tinker. I love your name. Ayan, gusto ko yung naka-stripe na red. O, diba? Nag-demand pa siya. Demanding like super chat. Okay, so because you demand it, I'll give it to you. And this is your demand. Ay. O, diba? Ayan. Thank you. And of course to Jerry Sumage. Welcome back, Jerry Sumage. I thought you're not gonna come back. Thank you. Sexy naman ang host. Oh, thank you. I do try. If I don't, if I didn't stay sexy, as you said, I'm not gonna be able to do my job. I'm gonna get fired, because I have to stay fit. I have to stay sexy, as they say it, because that's the part of my job. Diba? Ayan. So stay home, everyone. Ayan. But what if I don't want to stay home, Jerry? Oh, guys, so the thing is, because we're talking about tourism, and of course, Japan is open for tourism. It's going to be next week. I'm so excited. So the thing is, so I've been out and about for kind of like almost a week now. And I have actually, as I've said last Thursday, I have like a new job. It's not a new job because it's the same job as I do, but like I kind of like exploring, like it's a personal dream kind of thing. And I kind of like, found this amazing place that is really, really nice. So hopefully, well, I tried earlier to do like an IRL live stream, but the thing is, my data, or at least I don't know if it's my data or the connection. Sometimes SoftBank, if you're in Japan, guys, SoftBank data is really, really sucks. It's like I couldn't. It's like it's buffering all the time. That's why I don't know what's wrong with my data. I don't know what's wrong with my network. But hopefully, this coming weeks I can explore, or I can, like walk you through with where I am working at, because it's a wonderful place. And if you want to travel to Japan, I really recommend this place, because if you're like me who likes to support mom and pop shop and local people, and you feel like you're an outcast like me, that is the place to go. Ayan. And of course, Digital Fin Boy, I do see you. Mega, 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 mega love. Shout out to you, Digital. And nasa Japan ka pala host. Ngayon ko lang alam. You just to know that, yes, I'm from Japan. Ang kulit ko, guys. But yes, I'm from Japan because I'm half, half Filipina and half Japanese. Ayun, ganun. Half Sakang and half, ano ba, Philippine? Hindi ko alam pag Pilipinas. O, diba? Yan. And tuwan-tuwa si Jerry. I like it that you're laughing. Of course. I'm sorry, Jerry. Ayan, nasa na ba yun? Ayan, hindi ko chine-check kasi, ayan. O, 'di ba? Oh, Jerry, there you go. Oh, I'm sorry naman. Ayan, and of course to Inday Mama Vlog, mega 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 mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out, mega mega love shout out sa'yo, Inday Mama. I always see you like doing Zumba. I really hope like I do get a schedule, like I do have like a free schedule. So if you're actually, this kind of like a segue, guys, because this channel is all about getting overall fit. So hopefully, these coming days I could have like a normal or like free day, so I can actually have another like workout live with Inday Mama. And if you want to work out with me live, come and connect with me on my social media. Let's set it up. And ayan, thank you po. Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure, diba, Jerry? Ayan. Ano ba? Nasamit pa ako. Ayan. And of course, it's true ba na wala ng visa pagpunta Japan? Diyan sa Japan, madam. Pero sabi, very expensive daw dyan, madam. So, I like this question a lot because I keep like, like as I've said, guys, you can always talk Tagalog. Don't be shy to talk Tagalog. I'll just translate it if I can as well. And wag niyo sabing maarte ako, guys. I just really want everyone to be connected. And I know Filipinos are really smart. They know how to speak English. But dahil half Filipino ako, we usually speak Tagalog. So, I really like this question because a lot of people, especially on Facebook, there's news that it's Japan, like free visa on Japan. But the thing is, guys, so she's asking if it's true that there is no visa coming here to Japan. Of course, it's not. I think it's the information. So when it says no visa, it just means like, like there's no kind of like, because there are countries, like for example, me. I'm Japanese. So I can go to a country without applying for visa before I go to the country because I have what they called visa waiver or waiver visa. I don't know which one. English speakers help me out. So I don't know. But the thing is, I can go to the Philippines and America, a lot of countries I can go to just buy a ticket. When I get to the airport over there, they're going to give me visa. But in Japan, of course, there are like other countries when they come to Japan as a tourist, they don't need that visa before they come. They're going to be given visa, still has a visa, but it's a tourist visa when they come here. But, like when they say free visa, it's, like for example, for training, for working visa, stuff like that. You have to apply it before coming to Japan. So with Filipinos, if you have a Philippine passport, you have to apply visa before you come to Japan. You cannot just go straight to the airport, buy your ticket, come here, and then no, it's not like that. You have to apply for the visa before coming here. So that's what I was thinking. And I'm pretty sure that's what it meant. It doesn't mean that there's no visa at all because I'm pretty sure the law is still the same. It's just that it's not going to be that kind of like super specific. Because before Japan reopens, the only people that can come to Japan are those people who are student visa, trainee, working visa, and stuff like that, which means it's limited. So you have to apply it first before coming to Japan. Ayun, nagkaintindihan ba tayo guys? Ayun. So hindi totoo 'yun. 'Yun yung ano, 'yun yung sa Tagalog. It's not true, ganon. Ilang taon ka na host, Jerry? If you're well, I'm gonna forgive you, Jerry, because you're like it's the first time, or like you're just a first comer, or like kind of new to this channel. But that's the question you don't ask. How old? And of course, another culture, guys, is like in Japan, it's so rude. It's so rude in Japan culture to ask a woman, a lady like me, to ask questions like how old I am. Oh, diba? And sige, madam, bukas Zumba tayo, madam. I hope, but Sunday I do have to work. That's the problem in Day Mama, kaya hindi pa ako makapag-workout. Ayan. Online, of course. Because, ayun, my work bukas kahit Sunday. Ayan. Host, madali ba makahanap ng jowa sa Japan? Oh, I like this. And before I answer that question, I see somebody in here. I am Pinoy Galaan. Shout out all from Island of Pinoy Galaan. Mwah, 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 mwah. Shout out. Mega love, shout out all. Admin, diba? Bakit natatawa si Pinoy Galaan? You're already done with your traveling, diba? And, asa na ba tayo? Asan ba yung ayan. Host. So, another question from Jerry. Is it easy to have a partner or jowa? Jowa means boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be both. Ayan. In Japan. It depends, it depends. Because, like, it's very kind of like subjective to a lot of people, especially in Japan. Everything is all work, 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 work. But, like if you're the type of person who is outgoing, like not too picky, like everyone is like okay with you, it's not that hard. But if you're one of those people that are so picky, that is going to be hard no matter where you are, no matter what country you are living right now. If you are too picky, then, too picky for your own good, let's just say it like that, then it's going to be hard to find someone. Diba? Host, saan ka dyan sa Japan? I'm from Tokyo. I live in Tokyo. Diba? Sabi dito sa news, madam, kasi sabi malapit na daw wala na visa Japan. Daw po sa tourist. Well, the thing is, I don't think so. I could have heard it if it's real or if it's true. And the thing about, like if you are getting, where do you get the news? Because I usually see it and I usually hear it, the news on Facebook, which is kind of like, like I don't really recommend people to watch or read news on Facebook because there's a lot of like fake news over there. So, but for now, I don't think so. There are countries that they don't need visa to come here. They can have automatic 3 months, 1 week, and stuff like that. But to say like there's no visa to Japan, I could have heard it if that's true. So I don't really hear that. So, but if it's true, I'm going to definitely say it on my live stream. But for now, I don't think it's true. Ayan. And, asa na ba tayo, guys? Kala ko po may bilateral agreement na ang Japan at Pinas. Now I have to like Google that. Let's see. How do you Google that? Bilateral agreement with what though? Ayan. O, diba? Hindi nagre-research si napaghahalata. So I don't know bilateral agreement. Like I know they have bilateral agreement with a lot of trainee. Like they actually have, or like they're pushing a lot of Filipinos to come to Japan for work. Like that's what I know. But define bilateral. O, di ba, Jerry? Sinabi. Define bilateral. Let's see. Hey, Google, what define bilateral agreement? Ayan. But, yes, so definitely I'm going to research that one. I'm going to look into that. Because if that is true, then admin, pack your bags, come here on the 12th. Oh, di ba? If it's true, my admin is on the way. Ganon. And asa na ba daw? Asa na tayo, guys? Ayan. And soon daw, sabi dito sa news, madam sa tourist, wala na daw kasi. Ayan, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye with that in Dai Mama because, like there's a lot of my family in the Philippines that I want, like I want them to come to Japan. So if there's no visa going to Japan, that would be amazing. And I would definitely know that. So everyone of my family can come here and see me. Ganun, o, 'di ba? But definitely I'm going to look into that more closely. But the last time I kind of checked, I don't think that's the deal. So I don't know if I missed anything on what I kind of read, but that's what I know so far. But because you guys are so into that, I'm definitely going to like look into that more. Ayan, sorry host, don't be ikaw naman. Wag ka na mag-sorry. It's okay. Ganon. I see. Yes. And Tita Inday, mega mega love shout out and mega mega love shout out to you and miss you from Inday Mama. Cute mo the way you talk. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love your hair too. Aww. Wala kang ligo to. Inday. But guys, so I was told before, because like my hair is getting thinner. I mean, like, can you say thinner or like napapanot? So I was told that I shouldn't shampoo my hair or like wash my hair all the time. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. So if you know anything about hair, let me know. Ayan. Long time no see, Sir Pinoy Galaan. Kumusta po from admin? Tontuwa si Jerry. Ay, gusto ko pa rin ng Pinoy. Diba? Ano bang klaseng gusto yan? Anong klaseng gusto yan, eh, umiikot na naman yung utak ko, "Inday mama, ikaw wag mo akong ginaganyan, Inday mama, I'm behaving." Oh, 'di ba? Admin, okey lang po, dito po kasi kami sa isla from end of spring to autumn, pero pabalik na rin kami ng Istanbul. Yes, Pinoy Galaan is from Turkey, guys. And, like, I don't know about Turkey, but it's one of the places, like, ever since, like, I know Pinoy Galaan, like the vlogs and the beaches, beaches like ocean, not beaches, in Turkey. It seems nice, so I always wonder if I want to go there. It wasn't really on my list to go to places, but like seeing the place and seeing how it looks like, it makes me feel like, maybe I should travel to Turkey, guys. I am. And of course, to PWD Rams. And mega, mega love shout out to you, Rams. How you doing? Wow, city ka pala. Punta kami dyan, patira. Of course, in Mama, but there's no space because I only live in an apartment. But I'm definitely going to, like, if you're coming to Japan, I'm definitely gonna make it comfortable for you. Like, I'll find you cheap places to live, and of course with food and all. Diba? Ganun yun. Ayan. Maybe soon, maybe in the future, I'll buy my own house. But right now, I'm just living in an apartment, guys. I'm not rich. I'm not anywhere near rich. I'm just like a normal person in Japan. Ayun. And but if I do have like a guest room, like you in Daimama vlog, you have a palace. Of course, why not? Diba? And PWD Rams, diba? I like that one. I like yours. And no, not in Facebook news, talaga sa TV, madam. Ayan, so definitely I'm going to pay closely attention on this one because I've seen it a lot and I've asked about this a lot, which is true and which is, like, what's the deal with no visa? It seems like it's kind of weird, like it's no visa. It's no visa, diba? It's no visa. So I'm definitely for that information in Dime Mama. So I'm definitely going to research more about that. So if it's no visa, admin alam mo na. Pack your bags, you're coming here. Ayan. And PWD Rams, hello from Jensky. And also admin says hi. And Jensky, mega love, shout out to you. Oh, Tantuwa ka sa akin, Jerry. Bakit ka ganyan? O, 'di ba? Meron ba akong ano sa mukha? Anyways, ayan. Yes, sabi kasi wala na talaga visa. Baka 2023, madam, wala na. Oh, so it's kind of like that. Oh, I'll pay attention to that. But if that's true, that would be so nice. That means a lot of Filipinos can actually come to Japan. Sa tourist lang, no visa. The thing is, when you say no visa, or is it going to be a visa waiver? Like you don't have to apply visa before coming. Because I don't think no visa policy exists in the world. Because, like, I don't know. I've never been to Hong Kong, guys. I've heard there's no visa in Hong Kong. But, when you enter a country, even if you're a tourist, there's still a visa. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so confused when they say no visa. Like, what does it mean? Like if I go to the Philippines, I still have a visa in the Philippines, but I don't have to apply for it before. I could just go to the airport and get my visa. So, it's kind of like weird to think no visa. You know what I'm saying? Ayon. Go Boss 12 dyan na ako. Oh, 2023 pa daw. Kasi love to go to your country for tourists. Ipon muna, expensive daw dyan. So the thing is, guys, if you come to Japan, the thing that you have to be like very, like if you're going to like save for money except for example for tickets. Like for tickets, if you buy it like 6 months before, or you kind of like get a not peak season, or like get a deal, you can come to Japan as cheap as it can be, depending on what country you came from. But the thing is, I would say for a tourist, you have to pay attention to the transportation. The most expensive that you're gonna probably pay for, like everyday necessity in Japan, is transportation. For me, that's usually the most expensive one, especially if you don't know what are the cheapest way to go. And of course, if you're a tourist, you won't get to know the cheapest ticket to go like there, or like the ticket discounted ticket to go from place to place, or like we have 1 day passes. Like it's 1 day, it's one fee, but you can use it 24 hours. You can use it 1 day, and you can you know go from one train to another train. So those are the things that actually, if you coming to Japan, if you're not prepared, then the transportation going around Japan is going to be expensive. When it comes to food, if you know where to go, if you're not one of those tourists that actually go to places because they're famous, it's going to be cheap. There's a lot of cheap places that are authentic and good. Like if you come to Japan, everything is just good when it comes to food. So that's what I'm saying. But if you're going for a shopping, then that's another thing, guys. So it depends on what is your goal coming to Japan. Included po sa bilateral agreement yung wala na visa at pwede na mag-tourist for 30 days or more like Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, etc. Oh, so it means that, that's what I'm saying. So when it comes to bilateral agreement, that means there's still a visa, but Philippines would be a visa waiver country. Like the thing, like, you know what I'm saying, guys? You have a waiver. So basically, you don't have to apply for it. But when you come to Japan, you go through the immigration, they'll still gonna give you a visa for 30 days. That's what I'm saying. So when you say no visa, like no visa at all, you can come in and go. Like para ka lang sumakay ng jeep, papunta doon, pabalik, ganon. But what I'm saying is it's still going to have a visa. But like there's no kind of like you have to have papers or bank statement and stuff like that, which is kind of like, why is it, like other Filipinos couldn't get to Japan because they have to prove that they have the money, they have the bank statement, assets, and all of that, or they have to have a family here for visiting family kind of visa. So that's what I'm saying. You can't just say there's no visa because that's confusing. Ayan. Compatible yung eyeshadow mo boss sa tops mo. I did try that. I actually did that on purpose, guys. I did that on purpose because, sometimes, like I have this kind of like thinking. I'm so colorful sometimes. Like my eyeshadow would be pink, and then my dress would be black, and then my my skirt would be pink. Stuff like that. Like it doesn't make sense. Ganda mo kaya. Aw. Sino ba sinasabihan mo, Inday Mama? Ako ba? Is it me? Okay, ipon muna din ako para ready sa 2023. Yes. Yes, definitely. But if you're just for Japan for like the experience, the food, stuff like that, it could be, especially if you have someone in Japan. Well, depending of if they, like entertain your stuff like that. Sama ako, admin. Lahat na kayo pumunta dito. Ayan. Come meet me, guys. Ayan. Especially if I don't work, guys, it's going to be my pleasure to like meet you somewhere in Tokyo. Ayan. But you'll have to pay for my food, okay? Ganun ako kuripot. Hindi, joke lang. Kayo naman, no? Ayan. Yes, admin, libre ko kwento. O, diba? Ayan. And it's all, like, from Philippines to Japan, it's just like 4 hours of of airplane. It's like you sleep, you wake up, you're in Japan. That's how Tara, Tita Inday. Yes. And sometimes I know that from the Philippines, we can actually, like, sometimes I could go to Philippines for like 10,000 or 15,000 pesos, depending on like, how cheap my airline is. But, like, it's just, 4 hours away. What can go wrong? No applying visa. That's the right term. Oh, that's it, Shirley. Thank you. Thank you. No applying visa. Yeah. So still has a visa. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so confused when they say there's no visa. It doesn't seem right. So that's the correct term. Yes, that's good. Thank you, Shirley. I am for the correction. My visa pero on the spot pinibigay at my duration lang. Yes, like visa waive. Let me see. Is that how you say it? Visa waiver. So we can learn English, guys. Visa waivers, diba? It is visa waiver. I'm correct. Ayan. Or is it just for United States? Visa waiver Japan. Diba? Nag-research ang lola mo tuloy. Ayan. So, let's see. The Japan Visa Waiver Program. Ayan. Ayaw niya pa mag-open, guys. Okay, guys. So, countries with visa waiver programs. So, see, Philippines. Where's Philippines? Philippines is still not here. So, this is from 2000. As of October 2013, but this is from japanvisa.com. Can we get something from MOFA? So yes, definitely like that. Okay, this is from Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan. Ayan. So, currently, this is from September 30, 2022. You want to see, guys? Maybe I should show you guys if I can do this. Hold that. Share screen. See this. Ay, agoy. Ang liit. Nabasa niyo yan? Okay. So this is from September 30, 2022, guys. So sa mga, ayan, sa mga border, yes. And baon ko, mga friend ko pumunta sa, sis, nakakuha ng airfare na piso, kaso after 5 years, dun palang flight. Buti na lang baon ng Coca's Bonsai, sobrang mahal ng food. Oh, no, I think it's the thing about foreigners or like tourists in Japan. It's usually like kind of like the thing about that is like if you don't know or if you don't research about the place you're going to, you'll definitely gonna get it very expensive. But you guys are lucky because I'm the cheapest girl out there. Like, I know the cheapest, wonderful, nice food in Tokyo, especially in Tokyo. So ask me questions because I'm your girl if you wanted to travel cheap, stuff like that. Because I like it cheap, but I don't compensate cheap quality, the cheap and quality of food. So that's it, guys. Ayan. So before we go, ayan, let's see. Um, before we go on to that visa waiver thing, I want to hear other people what they're saying. Ayan. And mahilig kasi sa promo mga yun. Well, who doesn't like promos? If I'm a millionaire, I don't know. I kind of wanted to travel first class. I did had a business class before. Never been into first class. So if you want to sponsor my first class, guys, ayan, like Hong Kong and Singapore. And like Thailand too, yes. Thailand, Filipinos doesn't need visa. So a visa exemption, so you don't have to apply before going, but get one at the airport in Japan. Exactly. You got it all right, guys. Ayan. So I'm sorry if my English are not that very, very, very perfect today. But yes, that's what I mean. Visa exemption. Yes, visa exemption. And we fan 66. Hi, I see. It's been a long time. So I would assume this is, you changed your name again? How are you doing, Keto? Okay, so let's put this back, guys. Okay. How are you doing? And of course, so this is the visa exemption measures for ordinary passport holders of 68 countries or regions. So this is, meanwhile, the above mentioned visa exemption measures will be resumed on October 11th. Yes, on Wednesday, guys. We're gonna have foreigners. Ayan. So this is from Asia. So Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Republic of Korea, Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, which they have notes, which means there's probably going to be like little rules. But there's no Philippines yet. So Hayden, yes, of course, Hayden, how are you doing? You changed your name again. How you doing, kiddo? You doing good? Do that. So that's the thing. So for North America, of course, United States, they usually have like 90 days, which is awesome. And some countries, like Australia. So if you're Australian, ayan, also doesn't have that. Turkey, diba Pinoy galaan? If you're a Turkish, ayan, you don't need a visa, but there's a note. And yes. So for Europe, it's going to be this part. Andorra, guys, I'm really bad at geography, so I don't know where's Andorra. And Belgium, Bulgaria, Denmark, France, Germany, and there's a note as well. Greece, Ireland, uh, so Scotland. So I guess JJ needs something, huh? But yes. So those are the countries. So there's a lot of, so if you want, guys, if you want to know anything about, this is it. Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan. They have English website. So you can actually get your information from here. Ayan. So back to me. Diba? Ayan. Hi Hayden, how are you? And I might be the only person who's from the USA in this stream. No, there's actually like people from US of A. But right now, yeah, Felipe G, I believe he's from, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Felipe G. Oh, although that's a private question, guys. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. I hope you can hear me, guys. So, diba? Australia! Oh, yes. So, Felipe G, you're good to go. You're good to go next week. Ayan. So, anytime you can come here to Japan because you're from Australia. So, yes. So, yes, I would say, Hayden, you're probably the only person right now, right as of this second, from US of A. Ayan. So walang Philippines, yes. There's no Philippines yet. So you still need to apply visa before you come to Japan. So that's the deal. So speaking of no visa, you still have to apply for visa. So hopefully next year, like hopefully next year it would come through. Like you don't have to apply for visa. So admin lang muna. Ganon. Loud and clear. Ayan. Thank you guys. Ayan. So, ayun. So, anyways, that's the thing. And of course, if you're coming to Japan, just get back from the bathroom and people said mute. Yes, because I kind of like hanged up or like hanged down or like got off from the stream. I don't know what happened, but I'm back. So, yes. That was funny, huh? Anyway, so in Japan, as I've said earlier, like a lot of people will definitely say that it's going to be expensive when you come to Japan. That's true. But the thing is, if you know where to go, if you know what to get, if you know the discounts and stuff like that, it's not, well, depending, depends. But if you can travel, that means you have money. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. But the thing is, if you can travel, it means you can afford, you can afford. But even if like, even if you can't, like, I don't know, because the thing is, like, there are countries that are really into, like, that's why I kind of wanted to talk about traveling and tourism, because, like, at least for me, this is how I view it, like, people, like, a lot of the countries, like, there would be like first world country and there's going to be third world country, right? Not a lot of people from third world country can afford to travel, like to travel to another country because it's going to be expensive for them. But the thing is, like, there's a lot of opportunities if you really want to travel. And the thing is, with the traveling and going to another country, it's really good, not just, like, it's good for your well being overall. Because the thing with, you are stuck in one place, you are stuck in just kind of like you don't go anywhere kind of thing. You wouldn't have this open minded, like you cannot have the experience of knowing or viewing the world in other people's eyes, as what they say. And the thing with me is, like, when I travel, I feel like I get smarter. But the thing is, I feel like I get a little better kind of thing. Maybe that's how I wanted to put it out. Like, you get to apply or you get an experience that is different. At the same time, it open up your eyes that, like, this is the world, like, it's just open you from different things. But at the same time, there are still people that travel to the world that are still kind of like stuck in their own ways. So, like, it could be both. But if you have the opportunity to get out of your country and see the world outside of your country, I always, always, always recommend that. I always, always tell people to do that because it's really, really kind of like different. Also, I believe I'm in puberty now. Aw, congratulations, Aiden. Oh my God, your hormones will be all over the place. It's going to be stressful for you, Hayden. Sometimes, I don't know, because I'm a woman, but, the thing is with boys, when you hit puberty, I've heard a lot of, like, stresses, like, there's only one thing on your mind all the time. So your hormone is all over the place as well, so your emotions are all over the place as well. So good luck, Hayden, you can do it. What did he say? What did Hayden says? Ayan. I still haven't got to the stage where my voice gets deep. I think I have to wait another year. Well, like it'll probably come, it'll come. Like you're 14, you're 15. Sometimes there's a lot of like, there's actually like boys that I've known that are very like late. They're late bloomer, but your time will come, Hayden, as long as you're still like a kid, enjoy that because it's not going to be very, very, it's gonna be soon you're not. You're not gonna be that innocent anymore. I like to go to Japan too. That is one of my dream. I know, Nick Nick. So yes. So the thing is, Japan is definitely not because I live in this country and not because I'm half Japanese that I'll tell you to come here. But the thing is, Japan is just different, you know. I don't know, like I've never been to South Korea, but like why did I even compare South Korea to Japan? But the thing is, like, it's just nice. Like, I've been to the United States, I've been to the Philippines, probably that's as far as I can go. Like Taiwan maybe. But the thing is, like our food, our customer service, that's probably the one thing that you'll be amazed as a foreigner in Japan. The customer service are just to the highest level. Our customer service is the highest quality. There's just no complaints from me. In Japan, you can see the D51 locomotives. You can see the Zero Series Shinkansen as well. The bullet train, guys, yes. Bullet train is a bullet train. I mean, it's nice and all. It's like almost like you're riding an airplane when you ride a Shinkansen. But yeah, maybe it is interesting for some people, especially, like Hayden, he's really into trains and stuff like that. It would be pretty amazing. And the thing is, guys, in Japan, there are those a lot of otaku, which are what we call nerds, or like people that are really into something. So there are a lot of people who are actually like, that's just what they do. It's kind of like say hello to the Shinkansen. You'll probably see that when you come here. They don't ride the Shinkansen train, but they just go to the platform and just kind of like wave to say bye and happy trips and stuff like that. There are those types. We have all the weird stuff. So it's really, really interesting. And the thing is, in Japan, as a foreigner, it's safe. It's really safe. That's one of the things. Like last Thursday. So it's a long, long time ago, but yes, boys' puberty is tough. Yes, I've heard a lot about it. Like, there's only one thing, and if you're a boy once, or even if you're in puberty now and you're watching right now, you know what I'm saying, and you'll probably agree with me, even though I'm not a boy, but as what I've known, that's the only thing that runs through your head 24 hours a day. So the thing is, if I think about it, it is really stressful if that's just what you think about. And it's not even your fault. It's just because you're a dude. So, guys, women, don't be too harsh on men sometimes. They have their, they have their own stress moments. So, if you just probably you just have to understand them, especially when they're deprived. But the thing is, like be understandable, guys. Like if you're as well, like for a woman, there's a bunch of things going through our head all the time. Like our minds doesn't stop thinking. It's stressful. It's kind of like the same with men. Well, except for them, there's only one thing. For women, it's multiple stuff. Ayan. And I also never told you guys this, but I'm a person with autism. Aw, it's okay. It's okay. The thing is, like, Rian's actually, Rian's is a very, very, like, she's actually an advocate of autism. So we have one here in the channel, but like she's working right now. But she's all advocate of that autism. Ayan. And the thing is with autism, so there, if I know it correctly, but I don't know. Like I'm just gonna say that I don't know, but this is just what I know kind of so far. There's like multiple levels or like different levels or category, is that how you say it, of autism. So, the team behind Thomas and Friends introduced a character with autism called Brake Car Bruno. Oh, that's why it's your name before. I've seen the episode with him in it, and definitely if I have a chance to go there, I try to ride on trains. Yes. Definitely, cuz like trains in Japan, it's just really, it's just really safe. You're not gonna go, like, if you're thinking, if you go to Japan because it's all kanji and you cannot read anything, you cannot understand anything. Everything is in English right now. And if you go, like, specifically if you're going to Tokyo, like a lot of Japanese, if you speak to them English, they'll be very like, a lot of them, but some of them wouldn't be entertaining, but some of them actually, that's probably what they need in their life, is to kind of like stumbled onto a foreigner so they can practice their English. So like, don't be afraid. If you're lost, you can always ask. Like, we have a lot of police boxes where you can ask questions and stuff like that. It's okay here. You're always welcome here, Hayden. Of course, Hayden, you're always welcome. Ayan. And definitely Ayan. Because you're going to be all over the place because you're on puberty. If you're stressed out, you have a lot of like, like people you can ask here, if you have problems. And thanks, admin Ayan. You're welcome, Hayden. I'm so happy you visit us now. Yes. You've been away for a while, Hayden. What have you been doing? The last time I checked, you're actually getting a lot, like a lot bigger. Like, your channel is getting bigger now. I've seen it. So, good job. Good job, Keto. So, anyways, that's one of the things that actually kind of like, like you should really kind of appreciate about Japan. It's like it's safe, even if you kind of like feel that you got lost. Well, one of the things that I usually recommend is to get lost in Tokyo, because for me, like, even if I live in Tokyo for a long time, sometimes the places usually looks the same. But if you don't get lost in a particular places, you will not get to find those wonderful, or like, like the most delicious, or like the most authentic ramen or mom and pop shop that you will stumbled if you didn't get lost. So sometimes I just like getting lost in Tokyo because it's really nice to see those mom and pop shop, because it's usually one of the things that I always support, especially that's kind of like where the comfort food is. If you really want to get like authentic, experience of comfort food or like Japanese food, you have to visit mom and pop shop. But I also understand that a lot of foreigners are kind of shy because they don't know how to speak Japanese. And the thing is, it's been around that there are restaurants that doesn't accept Japanese. So, like if you're my community, if I have time and you come to Tokyo, let me know. Maybe I can tour you around and I'll tell you where you can go, stuff like that. Or come to my live stream every Saturday and ask me questions where to go in Tokyo, and I'll kind of like let you know where to go, or like what kind of food you have to eat and try, stuff like that. Do y'all have Instagram? I have an Instagram account. I'll drop my username if you all are interested with chatting with me there. Oh, there you go. So if you want to chat with Hayden, guys, and he'll gonna drop his username. So follow him on Instagram. All my niece and nephew, like Thomas Trains, they always watch it. Yes, diba? So Hayden is really like a Thomas and Friends kind of. So, guys, we're gonna have a quick break. Don't go anywhere because I'm definitely going to come back. We'll talk more about tourism, about traveling. And I want to know Where do you want to travel? What are you looking for when you travel? And if you have any tips, for other people when they're traveling, please let me know. But watch this little bit of commercial break.
Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations! Konnichiwa!
And we're back, o, diba? So, going through travel and tourism, these are my tips if you're going to Japan as a tourist, as a tourist, as a foreigner. This is one of the things, or like one of the tips. There's a lot, but I'm just gonna, like on the top of my head. Is that how you say it? On the top of my head. This is just what I'm going to say to you guys. If you ever come to Japan, like if you're going to Tokyo, specifically in Tokyo, some people would have culture shock because, it's a fast pace. Like everything is fast, because Tokyo it's kind of like, like it's a working kind of like city. But at the same time, always go to like these are the places that are kind of like, you can probably, like you can probably finish like traveling all around Tokyo, but at the same time, if you're gonna travel and see places, sometimes 2 weeks is not enough. It's just not, at least in my opinion. But if you want to see and experience like Tokyo itself, like of course you're gonna see the Shibuya, Ikebukuro, those stuff. But at the same time, as I've said, there are like hidden places in Tokyo that are just really nice. Like the place that I'm working right now, it's like I kind of wanted to actually like, like tour you around there because as I've said before, I live in Tokyo for a long, long time. But this place, I've never been in this place, and it's actually pretty nice. Like, Shibuya is one thing. You're gonna see the alleyway, or like, like it would seem to you like it's kind of like, like in a way it's kind of scary because there's a lot of alleyways. But at the same time, as I've said, it's safe in Japan. It just is. But the thing is, this place that, I'm working at, it's almost like, everything is like local, like, like the people are local, the restaurants, the bars, they're owned locally, so it's a nice place. So these are just tiny place in Tokyo. So the thing is, if you're not going to like visit the other places that are not popular, because this is one of the things that a lot of foreigners are mistakenly, or the things that they are doing wrong, at least in my opinion, is they're always going for the popular ones, the ones that they see on YouTube or the vloggers and stuff like that. I mean, it's one thing. But for me, if you're just gonna travel on another country, at least for me, find the experience. Like feel the experience, not just like look at it, or like look at it because it's popular or it's famous. Like try to find something out of it. And the thing is, like, for example, Asakusa is one thing, it's very traditional, but like if you didn't go to the local places, local owned places, you're not gonna feel the ambience of Tokyo. You're not gonna see, like how I we see Tokyo. It's not gonna be a different experience for you guys. Off the top of my head, sorry, I have a bit of OCD. Yes, thank you. I always mistaken. I always, like that word. I always say on the top of my head. Off the top of my head. Yes, definitely. See, the thing is, I'm not really offended when especially when when it's language. I don't get offended when people correct me with my pronunciation or like my grammar. I love languages. So the thing is, I like it when people correct me. Like the word comfortable. In the Philippines, I always say comfortable. For the longest for the longest years I've been living on this planet Earth, I've always pronounced the word comfortable as comfortable, and I'm very, very confident saying that. I am comfortable, you know. And then I got to, like, that's not how you pronounce it. So the thing is, that's why I always tell my fellow Filipinos that comes here, or like if you're not a native in English, try to speak it. Because another thing in Japan, that's why, like we're still kind of late when it comes to English, is because we have Japanese English, which we only Japanese understand what the fuck we're saying. So the thing is, like that's one of the things that a lot of people kind of mistaken for. So hi, we fan from Felipe G. And Felipe G, guess I ain't the only one who has OCD. Yes. And Rianne, BFF. I am. Mega love shout out BFF. Yes. I think, OCD, being OCD, there's actually a point in my life that I felt like I'm OCD. Like, when I was like back in the day. I feel like super old. Like before, like if I, for example, I go to work, if I think of one thing, like did I lock my doors, I would have to go back like especially where I live is like kind of a hill. You go down the hill. And my bike is like a normal bike. It doesn't have like those things like have electricity, because we have two bikes here, bicycle. The one with electricity, you don't have to pedal for a long time, and then the ones that have electricity, so you can up go up and down the hill, no problem. I would go up the hill again just to check if I close my door. And then if I get to the doorknob, I have to like do one, two, three. So before I thought I'm OCD. But, I think, it kind of like come down a little bit, like stuff like that. But, sometimes it does happen. I think a lot of us have those episodes, and sometimes it's called pet peeves, like when people pronounce something wrong, or when people say something, especially like I've heard a lot of foreigners, no, no, a lot of English speakers, when we foreigners try to speak English and we use the slang words or the slang term like off the top of my head, or like other slang words, and we use it wrong. It almost like a pet peeve for for English speakers because we're using it so wrong, but it's kind of funny in a way. But that's what we do. And plus, if you're Asian, we usually switch he or she. That's kind of like our disease. We always forget what's the he and she, because I think in Filipino in Philippines, we don't really have he or she equivalent kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of like one thing. So another thing is, if you come to Japan, you know, research stuff. Like, because sometimes you don't want to be the foreigner who's very rude, you know. Like, for example, in our trains, like at least me and the people I know of, like Japanese, they always feel like Americans are loud. They're just loud. They speak loud, Filipinos as well. They think Filipinos speak loud. But the thing is, Filipinos sometimes when they leave for a long time, if they're not a tourist, which we have a lot of Filipinos in Japan, they usually adapt to the rules. So sometimes foreigners, when they get to Japan, sometimes they would ride a train and they would eat on the train, or they would speak loud on the train, or they'll answer their phone in the train. Those are the things that you don't really do. You just don't do it in Japan. It's just you don't. Like if you're in a train, everybody's quiet. That's why every time, like last Thursday, because I have to go to work and I feel like I'm a normal person now. I do, ride a train now, because in Tokyo you don't need car, so forget about renting a car in Tokyo. It's just going to be expensive if you rent a car in Tokyo. So we have train stations everywhere, and our train stations are super fast. It's like every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes they're going to be train station from places you want to go. So having a car in Tokyo, or like renting a car in Tokyo, at least the city, the capital, or like the city or downtown, you don't need a car. So don't think about the car when you're in Tokyo. If you go to the country, then you'll have to think of probably renting a car or something, because in the province or in the country, usually transportation sucks sometimes. They stop at like super early. But in Tokyo, it's like till midnight, you're gonna have train station, you're gonna have taxi, stuff like that. Plus, actually, right now, because remember before we had like Olympics, and the thing is, everywhere there's bike, so if you have debit card or credit card, you can actually rent a bike. And they're everywhere now. Like you can see those rental bikes everywhere. So you can actually just, if you don't want to get a train and you just kind of want to roam around the city, you can rent a car. It's always going to be like on the usually they're going to be on the train stations or like convenience store. And the thing is, in the convenience store, it's everywhere. So you're going to see those. It's a rich people with a right a car. Well, the thing is, that's the thing. Like in the Philippines, usually that's kind of like an image. That's why sometimes I get a lot of discrimination when it comes to my fellow Filipinos because I live in Tokyo, I live in Japan, and I don't own a car. And they think I'm really, really poor because I don't own a car. Because in the Philippines, that's a thing. If you don't own a car, you're basically like, you're not rich kind of thing, or you're not well, how do you call that? Well, kind of, like you're nothing kind of. But the thing is, in Tokyo, if you live in Tokyo, it's almost like unnecessary stuff. Because having a parking lot in Tokyo is kind of equivalent of renting an apartment. So it's not really a thing. Plus, you have to pay insurances and stuff like that. Plus, if you go to another city, then you have to find a parking lot, and parking lot in Japan are expensive. It's like, like I would say, like for an hour, probably it's gonna be $9 or something. I think something like that. Like if it's actually like the cheap ones, it's always going to be like full. Is there's no free parking lot if it's going to be a cheap one. So that's another thing. Feeling rich, ganun. O, 'di ba? But for me, the thing is, like, living in Japan, there's a lot of people, like here in Philippines, more like feeling rich. Yes. So it's the same thing in Japan. Like for me, I live convenient. Like I live in a convenient part of Tokyo. Like my work is just like a 10-minute something, or like train is everywhere. So it's like it's really convenient for me. It's actually inconvenient if I have a car, because then I have to think about of stuff, a lot of stuff, have to pay for insurance, maintenance, blah blah blah. Where I can just put all that money to traveling because I love traveling. So usually I do that. The same thing as, like when it comes to my bike, like we have those bicycles that are electric. It's very convenient because you don't have to pedal for a long time. But the thing is, it costs like $1,000, like those electric bikes. And for me, I'm kind of like, practical in a way. Like rather than spend $1,000 for a bike where I can pedal, plus it's good for my health if I'm pedaling, why would I buy an electric bike? So rather than buying an electric bike, I'd rather save that money so I can travel in different country. That's how I think, kind of thing. Because I like traveling. I'm really looking forward to traveling again. And like I want to visit Australia because my family's in there as well. So I really want to visit that. I want to come. I want to go back to the state, and of course, my dream is to go to Europe. I want to have a European trip as well. So that's a lot of saving to do because traveling is not cheap. You know, Especially if we're not millionaires, traveling is not cheap. So that's another thing. And another tip: if you come to Japan, is like don't go to places or like restaurants just because, as I've said earlier, just because it's popular. You see a lot of, especially now that social media or like vlogging and stuff like that, they go to places and then it's going to be repetitive of other people. They're going to vlog it because it's trending and it's the famous place to go. Like I would always encourage foreigners, people that travel to Japan to go to mom and pop shop. Like sometimes you'll come to a mom and pop shop even though the owner, or like usually, like for example the one that I go to, Like it's actually, have you ever seen like Ghibli cartoon? Like the cartoon movie of Japan. Like there's one place that I go to which we eat okonomiyaki. There's an old woman, she owns the place, and it's kind of like, like once you enter it, it's almost like the feeling of you're in a cartoon, you're in a manga world. Because how she looks, how she kind of entertain you. If you're into like manga or if you're in a Japanese cartoon, that's how you're gonna feel. Like that's our priceless, like that are prices. Plus it's not going to be expensive because it's not that famous, but you're gonna get the authentic feeling and the authentic taste of the Japanese food, which is kind of like cooked by an old grandma, stuff like that. So those are other tips that I kind of like, like don't bother, like don't even convenience store, like chill on a convenience store in Japan. Because the thing is, our convenience store, if you didn't notice, I always sometimes post shorts, like usually 7-Eleven, because it feels like every week or every month there's kind of new stuff, new products that they will come up with, like very interesting sometimes. Like if our melon pan, our melon pan. Sometimes they like today, like I saw like mango melon pan or something like that. So it's kind of like nice. I like ramen on the street. So yummy. Yes, the one that actually like have the chime thing. That one. Oh my god, I miss those one. The soy sauce ramen. The super basic, super normal ramen you could find, but it's almost like when you have some comfort food, like super authentic, that it's not going to be comparable with anything that is very fancy or anything, it's priceless. So those are the things that you have to watch out for, and also like for example, yakitori. There's going to be a lot of yakitori places in Tokyo, but sometimes the most wonderful ones are the ones like on a small truck, and they're just on the street. Those are the ones that are actually really good, because it's just really kind of like, it's not as much as preservatives. It's natural. They actually made the sauce. It's not like, like kind of like business owned, like too much preservative sauces. It's not like that because it's not a big company. They're doing it from home, from scratch. So the thing is, those are the things that, and it's actually nice, like especially if you come from a country where you don't have really street foods, as what they say, like Japan. We have some street foods, and sometimes those are like the bikes, like some people will have this, like they were biking and there's kind of like a balance on their back because it's the ramen. So the ramen wouldn't, like the soup wouldn't, how do you call that? Wouldn't fell or wouldn't fall. I don't know how you say that, So stuff like that are really, really interesting. And so, guys, if you want to chat with Hayden, I want to go do an edit. That's gonna be hard. Bye. So go visit Hayden, guys, and talk to Hayden. And Hayden, thank you, Keto, for coming. I do miss you. We do miss you talking here in here. So do your editing and keep it up, because you're getting good. Like you're actually getting big on YouTube. So good job. So have a wonderful day, Hayden, and thank you for coming. So that's another thing. And what else? I was supposed to like do something, like I was actually like thinking of like writing everything, but sometimes I like it spontaneous. I'm bad at like, taking notes. So another thing, another tip is, like if you want something authentic, don't forget to visit the countryside. because that's kind of like where, like, for example, Kyoto is kind of touristy spot, but at the same time they still preserve, you know the kind of like the old fashioned way in there. So visit. And on other countries, like different parts of Japan, guys, we have so much to offer. And if you're not really scared of heat, if you're not scared of the sun, come here on summer. Summer is nice because, like, we have a lot of events. Like, there's a lot of events, like, going in and out of Japan. When it's winter, it's usually not as much event happening, but at the same time, you can always go to Hokkaido for snowboarding, or even if you don't have to go to Hokkaido, there's like near countryside that are good places for snowboarding. So it depends on what kind of like experience you want, but those kind are the tips. And don't forget, don't be scared to get lost in Tokyo. You're gonna find your way back home. It's not gonna be hard because everywhere is in English and stuff. And also another one is, don't be bothered if it's, like, if you don't have a Wi-Fi or if you don't have internet. Just go to the nearest convenience store. We always gonna have like internet. There's always gonna be free Wi-Fi on convenience store. And sometimes you still see a lot of payphones around in Tokyo. So even our payphones now have free Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi are everywhere. So you're not gonna be super. But at the same time, if you want to have your own data plan or your own SIM card in Japan, some people are actually getting it. So you can also have those. And also in the airport, you can actually rent like mobile phones if you need that. But as I've said, if you're traveling cheap, if you're in a hotel, there's Wi-Fi. If you get out, find the nearest convenience store, there's Wi-Fi. So those are the things. Don't kind of don't get too nervous about it. And plus, I'll be here, like everyone, Wednesday, I mean Wednesday, guys, every Wednesday, every Thursday, I'll be live streaming. So just in case you want to know something about Tokyo, specifically Tokyo, just let me know and I'll tell you where to go, or I'll find a place that I would think you'll probably like depending on your taste. So yeah, that's it. That's probably kind of like, off the top of my head, that are kind of like the most important tips that I could probably think of. So if you have questions before we even finish to this live stream, you can ask questions, like, or places you want to go, like, or places that you've been, stuff like that. Ang tahimik niyo diyan, guys. Kaloka naman kayo. Hindi niyo ako kinakausap. Ano mga ginagawa ninyo? Ayan. But yes, those are the things that I kind of wanted to kind of like share with you today, guys. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. So yes, we'll see. I was actually looking forward like this Wednesday. This Wednesday, I'm looking forward, if, especially now that I do trains every week. So I feel like I want to know what's the difference now and then next week, especially foreigners are coming in. Is it going to be like super packed again, especially in Shibuya? But the thing is, Shibuya is always packed, especially now that everything is just back to normal. And yeah, I think that's pretty much that's pretty much what I could think of that you probably have to kind of like look forward to Japan. And also this, if you're drinking, go to the small kind of like in the corner kind of like bar. It's a different experience as well. Don't just go for the big ones, because some people, Japanese, when they get drunk, they're very friendly. They will, especially if you're a foreigner, they'll talk to you. because they're drunk. They want to have friends and they want to practice their English. Everybody, every foreigner they think can speak English, so they want to basically practice their English with you guys. And I miss izakaya. Me too. But the thing is, next week, guys, next week's I'm definitely going to izakaya next week. So I'm trying to work out a lot, as if I don't, but I do work out a lot. And then of course, I'm trying to do my diet because I'm pretty sure by next week I'll probably have more cheat meal than I've ever had before. Not that I'm trying to be on a very strict diet. So I'm pretty sure next week there's a lot of things that I'll try to live stream with you guys. Hopefully, my data, my internet, my network, and would cooperate at that time because I'll definitely want to tour you where I work because it's just nice there. It's just really nice. Like, plus I don't really see that often a lot on YouTube, which sometimes I feel like I shouldn't post this, I shouldn't vlog this, so that I have my hidden gem, or like I have my hidden spot. But you're my community. I want you to kind of like see the Japan, or the side of Japan, in my eyes, because I feel like I'm such an outcast. I'm such an outcast, and I really think different. Like I see things differently. So I feel like I have more to share, stuff like that. Not that I'm saying I'm unique. I'm just saying like I see Tokyo in a different light, like in a different way. So, and sometimes I could be emotional. I wait for that. Yes, hopefully. So cross fingers, because today I practiced live streaming outside. It didn't work out pretty well. Yeah. Keeps buffering or lagging. I don't know how you say that, guys. But that's one of the things that I actually wanted to do next week. And hopefully next week as well, there's going to be a surprise visit. So we're definitely going to look forward with that. I wonder who is it going to be. Yes. Now cross fingers, yeah, and cross fingers next week. But so this is it for me, guys. I really, really appreciate all of you guys for like spending your Saturday night or day or morning with moi. Like I really do appreciate all of you guys. Always, always, always. I'm always happy talking and being talkative as ever, sharing stories, or at least my stories, because you guys don't share your stories. Sometimes, no, like if you are actually if you want to talk with me, connect with me on my social media, guys, and we can actually schedule conversations with me on the screen, like that. And kind of like share your stories, share your opinions, or share your outlook in life, stuff like that. If you think you have something more to offer, or you like have like life experience or life stories that you feel like you need to kind of share to people to share awareness on different topics, let me know, because that's what I do every Saturday. That's just what I do, kind of like share awareness, share information, have conversation, and conversations that sometimes it's just really nice to know and nice to kind of like explore different opinions, different topics, different perspectives, stuff like that. I like that. So please do connect with me. And if you're not, be nice to your visitor. It is who I think it will be. Yes, yes, Felipe G. I'm pretty sure you know who it is. I'm really, really excited for that. And I'm pretty sure that's why I'm trying to kind of like plan the internet, the network, like I just really hope it does cooperate, because I kind of wanted to kind of like show not just with my visitor, but to you guys, what are we going to do in the place that I'm talking about? Because it's a really, really good place. It's a really, for me, it's new. So I'm pretty sure for all of you, it's going to be new. Plus, I like looking it in a different light. So, stuff like that. And I'm definitely going to be not nice to because, as I've said, I'm the only person who's going to bully him. No one can bully him but moi. Stuff like. But yes, yes, of course. He knows that too. Like if you bully him, I'll be there. But yes, definitely, like I'll show him the things that he'll probably not going to experience if he's not with me, because I'm a really, really, really good, like trying to kind of like make people awkward sometimes. But yes, yes, I'm going to be nice. Of course, I behave. I'm a good person. I'm a good girl. No, I'm gonna make him on the alley, talk to those girls that give pamphlets. And one thing, it's a different thing, stuff like that. But yes, watch out for that. Hopefully, we're gonna set that up soon. And of course, I'm going to train him as well. So watch out for that. And I know he's not here, so he's probably on travel or on an airplane somewhere in the world, but like because he's not here, I'll make him train. I'll work him out. That's one of my goals. But yes, so watch out for that, you guys. Thank you so much. So Felipe G and Shirley, thank you for that wonderful, wonderful blessings you have for me. Thank you so much. And to all the people that come here to my live stream today, tonight, Ayan, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of you, like for always not forgetting about me, like trying to entertain or be entertained. I hope I entertained all of you. I try my best, but sometimes I think my best isn't good enough, but I always try it. Co-host lang ako sa GLS, I see. Ano daw? Oh, may GLS pala. Okay, board. Board, thank you for coming and enjoy the GLS board. It's okay board. And Tonya, ganda. Mwah, 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 mwah. Tonya, thank you. Ayan. At ngayon lang kayo dumating. Patapos na ako, guys. But Tonya, board vlogger, thank you. Guys, Tonya has been a guest of mine. Ayan. And she's one of those Filipina that really have a wonderful voice. So if you want to check out that one, it's on my playlist. It's replayable. It's also in English. You can watch it if you want, for English speakers and for Filipinos. Please watch that. So thank you guys. And also, like connect with each other. If you're a fellow YouTuber, connect with each other. Like try to interact with each other. We're small YouTubers. We support each other. That's what kind of life is all about. Try to be better, 1% better every day. And that's what I'm here for. I want to be a part of your journey as I want you to be part of mine. I love you all. I love you, every one of you. And thank you, thank you. Otsukaresama deshita and arigatou gozaimashita. Bye bye, minasang. And again, next Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday now. It's not going to be Thursday. Wednesday again. Let's get physically fit. Send me your videos if you want a free online assessment from moi. And again, dito sa channel na to, kayo ang BIDA. Bye bye, guys. Love you all. See you next week. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.